Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio, this is SGTV News 4.
Good evening, I'm Spencer Buckler. Coming up tonight, hearts broke on Sunday after Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident. How the news is hitting here at home. A new semester has brought a new look to the library, what to keep an eye out for on the 4th floor. The Citizens United Supreme Court decision was handed down 10 years ago, how it still has an effect today. The university's yearbook stopped publication 25 years ago, but now it's back. What they need to do to keep it around. And flu season is in full swing here in South Carolina. I have more on how to keep yourself safe tonight on Weekly News.
This is SGTV Weekly News with Spencer Buckler.
The world came to a halt on Sunday morning when news broke that NBA legend Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash along with 8 others, including his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. News 4's John Rink has reaction from students on campus.
Sunday morning in Calabasas, California, basketball star Kobe Bryant died. Many members of the Carolina community have personally felt the effects of this loss.
I was walking, then I got the ESPN notification, and I'm like, oh shoot. I'm like, first I didn't believe it. I'm like, this can't be true.
I definitely grew up watching Kobe just like I know a lot of us did. He affected more than just the game of basketball.
Kobe Bryant was one of the most loved players throughout the league and had numerous accomplishments throughout his tenure, including an MVP in 2008 and 5 NBA titles. It came as a shock to many as they found out the news.
It was sad because growing up playing basketball, he was one of my heroes. So just hearing him go really impacted my day. And was a real downer, but he'll be an inspiration for millions to come. And he already inspired so many. So
Mama mentality is bigger than basketball. It's about attacking adversity with head first and believing in yourself 100% and having no second guesses about it.
It was a solemn tone throughout the campus as we remembered this great player. The Carolina community sends their condolences to the Bryant family and all of those affected. The FAA and the NTSB are still investigating the crash. On Green Street, John Rink, SGTV News, Channel 4.
So many hearts broken this evening, John, thank you. Back here in Columbia, the University of South Carolina celebrated Carolina Day today. It's an annual one-day event to raise attention for state support of higher education. It focuses on a quality, accessible, and affordable college experience. You can share about the university's impact on the state by using the hashtag #UofSCImpact. A little further down Sumter Street, Thomas Cooper Library opened its doors in 1976, but a new renovation is bringing the 4th floor into the 21st century. News 4's Ward Jollis has more.
3, 2, 1. Very good.
University officials cut the ribbon on a newly renovated Library of the Future on Tuesday. Student Body President Luke Rankin and President Bob Caslin said at the ribbon-cutting ceremony that this new library sets the university apart from others with its new technology.
And I'm proud to say, since we're on the cutting edge, that we're ahead of many other universities and how their libraries are changing in support of student and student learning.
The 4th floor project took 5 months to complete. It includes features like new furniture, study cubicles, floor-to-ceiling whiteboards, and perhaps the most popular new feature, glass-walled technology pods.
One of the biggest draws for the new renovation on the 4th floor of the library are these study pods. Inside are a variety of different functions, and of course, they're completely silent.
Apart from being soundproof, the new pods offer temperature and lighting control, as well as an interactive monitor and ventilation system. Librarian Miranda Bennett told us the pods are the library's future.
As far as we know, University of South Carolina, this library is the only library in the country to have these. Our group study rooms are very, very popular, but it's really hard to build new study rooms in a library. So this gave us a wonderful alternative.
Students are pretty much in agreement that it's this group-oriented atmosphere that sets the floor apart from others.
Like, it doesn't feel like I'm at school. Like, this could be like a living room in your house or something.
Doesn't feel like it does on other floors. It's just a lot more, I don't know how to say it, modern and comfortable.
The renovation may have been a costly one, but President Caslin and others say they hope that it attracts more students to USC in the future. University officials say that the total cost of the project is somewhere around $750,000, but regardless of this, they plan on renovating the library further in the future. Outside of Thomas Cooper Library, Ward Jollis, SGTV News 4.
Ward, thank you. Free speech received a big victory 10 years ago when the Supreme Court handed down its decision in the landmark Citizens United case. The decision said that corporations and unions have the same First Amendment rights as individuals and can donate to political campaigns and advocate for a candidate. Media law professor Dr. Carmen May has studied the evolution of campaign finance since the decision.
Because a lot has changed in the last 10 years about how voters get their information. And while it still sounds good perhaps to say that there's too much big money in politics, and but the reality is it may not be having the effect that it might have once had.
With numerous Democratic presidential candidates supporting a constitutional amendment to repeal the case, change may be on the horizon.
Constitutional amendment is an option. I mean, that's sort of a nuclear option, if you will.
President Trump has made no statement on the court decision, so its fate may hang in the balance as the November election nears. The Big Spur was last released in 1995, but now the yearbook is back. News 4's Lydia Blackstone has more.
Like Soda City, State Fair, just kind of
all of the
everything.
Important things.
Yeah, anything you can think of.
An old publication is getting a new look.
So the ultimate goal is bringing back tradition.
After a 25-year hiatus, the annual yearbook has returned to USC. Business student Sam Petrelli is using her senior thesis to bring together a team of students who are putting together this 300-page book. Sam Petrelli and staffers here at the Big Spur have created a book that can lay on your coffee table to look back with friends and family to commemorate your time here at USC.
Students, but we're kind of trying to modernize it and revamp it to what students want to see today. So the goal after this year is to just keep the tradition going and continue to have a publication printed every year.
The Big Spur has printed 500 copies of the book and is selling them for $60 each. To purchase, you can go to the bio on any of their socials.
Pretty much just anything that happens, we're trying to capture that in our book, but no portraits.
For SGTV News 4, I'm Lydia Blackstone.
Thanks, Lydia. Tomorrow, the World Health Organization will reconsider declaring the coronavirus outbreak a public health emergency. The decision comes after China says the virus has killed more than 130 people, and around 200 Americans who were in Wuhan landed in Southern California after being evacuated from the infected city. There have been 5 confirmed cases of the coronavirus in the U.S., none here in South Carolina. But that doesn't mean South Carolinians are completely in the clear. This year's flu season has been worse than normal in the state. I sat down with a USC professor and discussed ways to keep yourself safe.
I had a very high fever.
Congestion.
Chills.
And then general malaise.
The works.
These are all symptoms of the flu, a viral infection that spreads easily. USC junior Megan Shanahan had the flu last semester.
I felt very ill. I felt weak, tired. Not myself, just it was a bad time.
And this year, flu season is hitting harder than normal. According to experts at the Arnold School of Public Health, there have been 2,200 cases of the flu and over 40 deaths due to the flu in South Carolina this year.
The reason some seasons would be more severe than others has to do with the infectiousness. So the flu virus is constantly mutating and adapting, but it is a very severe season.
This year's flu season is worse than years past, but there are ways to prevent getting the flu. One of the most essential, to wash your hands.
So all those hygienic practices are important for preventing the spread of flu and other infectious diseases.
While hygiene is important, Dr. Alberg says the best way to prevent the flu is to get the flu shot.
Really, we could avoid any discussion of epidemics or of severe flu seasons like we're having now if a greater proportion of the population got vaccinated.
But some people aren't convinced.
I think there are some people that are just going to get the flu no matter what you do. I am one of those people.
For SGTV News 4, I'm Spencer Buckler. Very important to wash those hands. Well, that does it for weekly news from all of us here at SGTV News 4. Have a good night.